I know I've been sharing lots of grilling recipes with you lately, but once in a while, I don't know, I just don't feel like going outside and cooking on the grill, especially because I live in New York City and I don't have a grill. I've been doing that for you. Today I'm doing something for me. I'm making a salmon burger in the broiler. I love the broiler in the summer. It doesn't heat up the house very much. It works similarly to a grill, and great fast food can be made in your broiler. I'm cutting up 3 scallions, pretty much the whole thing. If the ends are a little bit wilted or dried out or brown, get rid of those. And then your scallions can go directly into a food processor. The scallions go into your food processor and everything else will go in there as well. To that, add 2 tablespoons of dry breadcrumbs, 1 large egg, a tablespoon of horseradish, kind of spicy, a teaspoon of coarse salt, and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of fresh pepper, give or take. I mean, I'm not measuring, so there. Pulse this together, and then to that you'll add your salmon. Don't over-process it yet because it'll process more with the salmon in it. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I have to do a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest and a tablespoon of lemon juice. Make sure your lemon is washed well. And if you can get organic, use organic. When you're using the zest, it's, you know, a little more important because you're going to be eating the skin. And then a tablespoon of the lemon juice. There we go. Can't forget that. That adds most of the flavor. Well, not most, but adds a lot of the flavor. Now we're ready. I have a pound of salmon. Now you could do this in one of 2 ways. You could dice up the salmon so that you have little cubes and it'll all be held together by that mixture, or you can do this in the food processor. And that's what I'm gonna do. I like it to be a little bit more combined to begin with. So cut up your salmon just a little bit. Helps if it's cold. You don't want the pieces too big. You don't want it processing too long and get too broken down. So cut it up into smaller pieces before you put it into your food processor. They don't have to be too fine because the food processor will continue your work for you. But the smaller they are when you put them in, the quicker they will break down. All right, we're good, I think. Put the salmon into the food processor. Still have to form the burgers. And then pulse till everything combines and the salmon is broken down. Fast. You know, this looks a little bit wet, so I'm gonna add a little bit more breadcrumbs and I'm gonna form the patties using some water to dampen my hands so they don't stick. It is kind of delicate, and you just want to make sure that you don't add too much breadcrumbs so they're not dense, but you want enough so that it's not just a big pile of mush. So I'm going to add about 2 more tablespoons of breadcrumbs. Sometimes you just need to improvise a little bit. It's the way that cooking goes. You just never know what's going to happen. Give it your best guess, though. All right, this looks really good. I'm going to get a baking sheet. I have a baking sheet here. I'm going to broil these. This is lightly oiled. Damp hands, lightly oiled sheet, and then form into 4 patties. The mixture is still quite delicate, so be careful. It will definitely firm up in the broiler while you're cooking it. Definitely need to wash my hands now, as you can see. All right, there we go. And now what you want to do is broil these for about 6 to 7 minutes without turning until they're cooked through. Obviously, they're a little delicate for turning, which is why we cook them only on one side. They got really nice and golden brown. They took about 6 minutes to cook. And now I'm just going to whisk together a little sauce, yogurt and dill. That's it. It's very simple. You may notice how light this recipe is. I've only added a tiny bit of oil to the pan in order to make sure that they don't stick while they're cooking. But other than that, there's basically no added fat. I mean, obviously salmon has some fat, but still, it's very good for you. It's the kind of fat you need to be eating. This recipe is actually the cover recipe for our Everyday Food Light Cookbook. You should check it out for lots of delicious light recipes from everyday food. I have a 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. not the Greek kind, just regular. And to that, I'm adding a tablespoon of chopped fresh dill. Oops, I have some extra. That's all right. I'll just put that to the side. Overly enthusiastic herb chopping. That's what I do. Overly enthusiastically chop herbs. Add a little bit of salt if you want. I want to put a pinch of salt in. That's your sauce. Whole wheat buns, well, 4 to be exact. Put some sauce. Sauce on the bun, sauce on the burger, your choice. And then 1 burger per, 1 patty per. Use a nice thin spatula to slide underneath the salmon patties to get them off the broiler pan. Maybe a little more sauce because I have it. It's light and fresh, so good for you. No grill required. I am still as cool as the minute I started cooking. A little bit of lettuce. I like romaine here, it's nice and crunchy. Oh, romaine actually is probably one of my favorite lettuces. Potentially my all-time favorite lettuce. I just love the crunch and the freshness of it. So good, I can't resist. I'm actually gonna have to take a bite because I just can't resist it. And it's so delicious and so healthy. Am I making a mess? I think I am. Yum. It may get all over your face, but you're not gonna care because it's so delicious and easy and fast, and you're gonna keep cool while you're making it. Whip up a batch of these, stay cool, stay inside, and have dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe, and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.